So this video is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. Most of the time, people are going to record videos like this and they're going to sell you on tactics. They're going to tell you, you need to do another webinar. You need to grow your email list. You need to have better content on social media. You need to do digital marketing, blah, blah, blah. None of that is bad advice, but it doesn't get the job done. And here's why. Those are tactics. Tactics are great when they are implemented in the support of an overarching strategy that gets you where you want to go. And the best strategy tool that I have found is jobs theory. So back when I was a kid, I say kid, I was 21 years old, 22 years old, I had an idea for an app. And the idea was pretty simple. It was back then, before Instacart, before, the park and they'll bring your groceries out to you deal. The idea was, let's create an app that maps out the grocery store and tells you how to get to where you want to go so that you can get your groceries pretty quick. Pretty simple idea. And I talked to a bunch of people, and the people that I talked to all said, that's a brilliant idea. Now, back then, I was really big into what's called lean startup methodology, which is a great tool. And I was going full bore with it. But this was one of the failings of lean startup, is that they said, you talk to your customer, you talk to these people who are your users, and they'll tell you. So I talked to the people who would be the users, but I forgot about the customer, because the customer wasn't the user. They were a user. The customer was the grocery stores that would be paying to have this app. And I didn't talk to them. So I designed this app, and it bombed because we couldn't get any grocery stores on it, because we couldn't get them to pay. Because they all wanted people to shop around the grocery store and do the end caps. And when we realized, you could aggregate all of this customer data that you're getting from things like shopping lists and stuff like that to do push notifications, it was just too late. So that idea bombed. It was awful. Flash forward a couple of years, and I discovered this thing called jobs theory, which, I talk about it all the time. Jobs theory is people don't buy your product or service. They hire it to help them make progress in their life. And if you can understand what that progress is, then you can help them do it better than any other option on the market, and you'll win. So I start working with another company, and we have a similar problem. We have users who use the service, but they're not the actual customer. When we understood the job that the customer was hiring us to do, we were able to create this sort of dual experience, right? So we had these people who were referring the user, the customer, over to us. And then we had the customers themselves. So all of our marketing language, we designed around the referrer, the person who was sending those users, those customers, over to us. And they had very specific jobs that they had. They wanted to feel comfortable that we weren't going to steal those users away from them in the long term. They wanted to offset any sort of liability that they might have. And they wanted to not have to give bad news. They wanted to be the good guy in the situation. And so we were able to design our marketing and sales language around that. But then we took the user information and their job, and we built our operations around that, mixed with the job of the referrer. Now, as a result of this, we basically took this business from being high 6, low 7-figure business where the owners were taking out loans to cover payroll, to being an 8-figure major market player in 4 years. They were hitting 40%, 30% year-over-year growth rates for multiple years. That's the power of understanding the job that your customer is hiring you to do, and that's where growth comes from. So as you're looking to grow your business in this year and beyond, don't look for another gimmicky tactic that's going to tell you what to do. Understand the fundamental reason why your customers are hiring you, and then Build your operations and your processes and your marketing around that. When you do that, the customers come because they have those jobs and they're trying to get it solved. This is Zach Stuckey, reminding you, like, subscribe, share. I'd love to get more support. If this is something that you'd like to learn more about, then reach out in the description. There's a link to schedule a 15-minute conversation. I'd be happy to answer questions. Feel free to check me out, businesslegendconsulting.com or Zach at Business Legend Consulting. I look forward to hearing from you.